It's time now to turn to, as we welcome in Keith Hernandez to the show. And Keith, we each have two questions for you on Doc Gooden and Darryl Strawberry's jersey retirements to come next season. Some words that we've been hearing over the past couple of days to describe these two players are electric, eye-catching, must-see baseball. So Keith, what was different about the days when Doc was pitching, and how special was it when Straw came up to bat?
Well, I mean, that 80 team was pretty electric. Darryl was a prolific power hitter, could also steal a base. Doc was, on his way to being one of the great pitchers of all time, and was so fun to play behind. And the fans just gravitated to both of them. They were really stars. There's no question about it. And they were very prominent on our ball club, on our winning that championship and the great years we had in the 80s. And I think they're very deserving. I'm very happy for both of them.
Yeah, no doubt, Keith. And as you describe them, I also know that you have stories. You always do, Keith. So what is your best story about Doc and Darryl?
Oh, gosh.
You gotta pick one.
I can tell you. Oh, it's tough. We just had such a great time together as a group. That's the one thing I miss, is the camaraderie, the bus rides from the airports to the hotel, from the ballpark to the airplane rides, and just the fact that we were together for 7 months and really working for one goal, and that was a world championship. And we got to know each other. I mean, Darryl's from L.A., Doc's from Florida, I'm from Northern California. We never would have come together if it wasn't for baseball and the New York Mets. And that's the beauty of professional sports, how it can bring people together, and also brought the community together. They really loved our team, and we felt the same way. It was just really, I think, a great experience for me. I was very fortunate to be a part of it.
Keith, last year you had your number retired. So I'm curious, so thinking back on that ceremony, how special was that, and how cool is it to get to see your retired number when you are calling Mets games?
Well, actually, from my angle in the booth, I can't see my number. I have to really bend down and lean out over the booth, out on almost to the seats, the cameraman in front of us, to see the number. But I know it's there. It's a great honor. And what's interesting, which I love, is that now my number's bookended with Doc and Darryl, because Doc was 16 and Darryl was 18. So we used to always go on the road, and they'd always put the numbers in chronological order by locker. So on the road, Darryl would be on my left and Doc would be on my right. It would be 16, 17, 18. Now it's up in the rafters. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and so Keith, you mentioned this a little bit, but how does this affect or impact Mets fans? How special of a retirement is it for Doc and for Straw, especially given that 86 team was the most iconic moment or period in Mets history? So how important is it for Mets fans?
Well, I mean, it's been going on 38 years since that World Championship, and it's, New York Met fans don't, and New York fans, period. If you win, they don't forget, and just like '69, the '69 Mets, it's the fact that the Mets have only won twice. It makes it very, very special, and Met fans always gravitated to us. I think that our team was a great representation of the gritty New York, the gritty New Yorker, and that's why I think that they related to us. And things were different back then for some reason. I can't explain it. When you came to Shea Stadium, there wasn't all the stuff around like you have at Citi Field, and I love Citi Field. You came to watch a ball game. People were in their seats. There wasn't other things. If you had to go to the bathroom or go get a beer, it's fine, but you came back. People were in their seats 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before the game because there was nothing else to do. They came to watch the ball game, and they loved our team because I think we just played hard. And, of course, in '86, we delivered.
You had mentioned that now your number can be bookended, right? Because you're going to have your teammates up there with you. What's the sense of pride and meaning that has for you that now it's not just you, but you can look up there and kind of just remember 86, your teammates, just what that means and represents for you guys?
Well, I think that the 80s were probably the greatest decade in Met history. We only won once. We got beat by the Dodgers in '88, but we had so many. We would have been in the wild card. We would have been the whole entire time I was a New York Met, which was 7 years, I believe. But it just to have been a winner in New York. There's no place like winning in New York. And I think with Darryl and Doc, I think that now that there's three of us up there, really we were never represented up there at all. It was Sievert and Piazza, Casey Gill, and then Koosman came, and here we are. We were kind of going, well, we had a pretty good team here in the 80s. Why isn't anybody else up there? And now it's happened. And I think it's just fantastic. And I think it's great that our 80s team has the most representation with three players, and I think rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're looking forward to the days next year where their jerseys will be retired. Keith, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with us.
All right, great. My pleasure.